This is an emergency video. This is not my usual recording setup. I wasn't planning on making this video when I woke up at all, so this is just going to be a pretty quick, minimal editing, one kind of take thing. But this story is time sensitive, and it is one of the most ridiculous hiking stories I've ever seen. And I just want to use my platform right now to set the record straight about a viral news story that is kind of complete bullshit. Okay, maybe not complete, but anyways, over the last few days, a lot of you guys probably saw some headlines that looked like this. Injured hiker 63 rescued after friends abandoned him during Grand Canyon trek. Injured hiker rescued in Grand Canyon was left behind by friends, rescuers say. Injured Grand Canyon hiker 63 saved after friends abandoned him to continue backpacking adventure. Some articles even went as far as saying why injured Grand Canyon hiker left by friends cannot sue them for what they did. So here's a brief recap of the story that was reported at the time. A 63-year-old hiker was rescued after he was injured in a fall, and his friends left him behind to continue their backpacking adventure. The 5 friends were backpacking on the north rim of the park when the man fell and seriously injured his shoulder. They were on their 3rd or 4th day out and had 3 or 4 days planned. One of the backpackers called the sheriff's office. Then they left the seriously injured man behind and continued their trip. Search and rescue brought out a chopper but could not land in the immediate area due to the dark. Rescuers therefore had to land a quarter of a mile away and hike into the location where they found the man near a creek. The man was stabilized and carried back to the helicopter. The sheriff's office was clearly not pleased that the backpackers not only continued on their backpacking adventures, leaving the injured hiker behind alone, but also took the Apple device used to contact rescuers. They could not reach the injured person. So with headlines like this and a story like this, I'm not surprised at all that it went viral. I mean, obviously, it's just wrong to leave an injured friend behind just so you can continue your backpacking trip. The hiking community should be upset about this, but also just people that don't even hike, it still appeals to them. So yeah, I'm sure that many of you saw this, and as it's reported, as I just read there, it's a terrible story, and the friends that supposedly abandoned their other friends, if you could even call them that, should obviously be condemned. Like, that's a terrible, terrible thing. And so, yeah, this goes viral, and people were just like really upset on Facebook and all over social media. Reading a few comments on one of the articles from Facebook, I'd be finding new friends. Definitely may want to reevaluate his friendships. Wow, great friends. Choose your friends wisely. Hope so-called friends are reading this. Karma is coming for you. Who needs enemies when you have friends like these? There's just one problem. It's a big problem too. According to the hiker that was rescued, the hiker that this entire story was about, the sheriff's office who first reported this completely got it wrong, and this hiker was not abandoned at all. And now this hiker's friends are receiving a ton of backlash for something that they didn't do. And so I wanted to use my platform here to kind of help spread what is supposedly the truth. I guess you don't know for sure, but check out this more recent article from Insider. An injured hiker rescued from the Grand Canyon says his 4 friends were unjustly vilified after officials falsely claimed the group left him behind. This whole story is just so insane. I mean, the original story, the false original story apparently was insane enough, but now there's like this whole new twist. Apparently it wasn't even true. I don't know. Let's read this article. Officials said a hiker who was injured in Grand Canyon National Park last weekend had been left behind by his friends after they called in a rescue for him. But the hiker in question says that's not at all what happened, and his friends have been unjustly vilified in the media. In my view, my friends did all the exact right things. They got me rescued. William Formanek told Insider. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Like I said, I'm just winging this. This is a total last-minute video. I'm in my living room, for Christ's sake. I'm not even at my normal recording place. Anyways, speaking of getting things wrong, Mojave County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue published a statement Saturday saying it had rescued a 63-year-old man who got injured while hiking down Kanab Creek. Kanab Creek. The statement said the man was hiking in a group of 5 when he got injured, and the group used a satellite-capable device to call for rescue. Once contact for help using the Apple device was confirmed by the hiking group, the other 4 hikers left with the Apple device and continued on their backpacking adventures, leaving the injured hiker behind alone, the statement said. But that is apparently not what happened. Formanek, I'm just going to say Formanek said his friends did everything they could to get him rescued quickly, and he was baffled by how the story got mixed up. And I'm pretty baffled too, to be honest, because there's a lot of talk about like people getting canceled on social media today. I guess that's a little different, but just like a lot of social media hate. A lot people get really fed up with the news, and so if these friends were being targeted by people online, I mean, even just by Facebook comments like that, even if the friends weren't being called out specifically, like by name and stuff, it's still just really shitty if they didn't actually do this, which apparently they didn't. News outlets picked up on the story about an injured hiker left behind by his friends with apparent summit fever, prompting angry comments on media sites and in hiking Facebook groups about the behavior of the other group members. But Formanek, once again, the man who was rescued here, says that narrative is simply false. So what actually happened then? Let's find out. He said the group of 5 was a few days into a 7-day backpacking trip when on Friday, Formanek and one other group member decided to hike farther south down Kanab Creek than the others, prompting the group to split up. Formanek said he and his companion eventually turned around to head back to their campsite. He recalled that around 2:30 p.m. he fell while crossing the creek, struck a large boulder, and then dislocated his shoulder. The pain was severe, and Formanek was unable to continue hiking in the rugged terrain, he said. So quoting from Formanek here, neither my friend nor I had a satellite-capable emergency device, but those in the group ahead of us did. Hence, with my blessing and encouragement, my friend continued to hike, hoping to catch the others before dark and request a rescue. Formanek said his friend probably hiked 3 or 4 miles over challenging terrain to catch up with the others, at which point they used an Apple iPhone satellite feature to send an emergency request for help, which is a whole nother topic about how cell phones nowadays are starting to have the emergency like satellite capabilities that like the Garmin InReach and the SOS GPSs have. But anyways, it was about 5 p.m. when the request was sent, he said. The Mojave County Sheriff's Office said it received the request at about 6 p.m. and initiated search and rescue. So he was saved. And I guess this is kind of where the miscommunication happened and why the article, where I guess it doesn't explain why, but somewhat related, I guess, to why the articles all said the friend was abandoned, because he was actually by himself when he was rescued, because the other friend that he was with had to go ahead in order to reach the phone that had the capabilities to call for help. But the friend that was injured, Formanek or whatever his name is, he couldn't actually hike. I guess that's where the miscommunication came from. He still doesn't know how the miscommunication happened. He said he never told the rescue crew that his friends had just left him. He also said he explained to the rescue crew why they had been given 2 sets of GPS coordinates. One was where the satellite message came from, and the other was where his friends estimated that he was. If the search and rescue message was sent while his friends were with him and then they left him, as the post from the sheriff's office said, then there would only be 1 set of coordinates, Formanek said. So why? And I'm not trying to say, by the way, that like the sheriff's office are all like evil and they did this on purpose to try to ruin the lives of the people or anything like that. Generally, I think it's a good thing to not attribute malice when ignorance can also clearly be attributed, and I think that's exactly what happened here. Most likely. I don't really know, I guess. The sheriff's office didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Formanek said he spoke with someone at the sheriff's office on Wednesday to clarify what had happened. On Wednesday afternoon, the sheriff's office updated its initial post to say the group had been separated at the time of the injury, and the one friend hiked ahead only to call for a rescue, not because they were just ditching their injured friend. But Formanek told Insider the damage had already been done. Quoting from him again, "They're being vilified as idiots and poor friends and all that inaccurate stuff because of that one line in the sheriff's office post on Facebook." Also adding that not everyone who'd seen the original post would see the correction, which is again why I'm making this video, because I don't know, I just feel bad for these people. Like, this was a big screw up and they didn't deserve this. Personally, I don't care if people are criticizing me. I know I did and my friends did all the right things, Formanek said. The fact that my friends are having to take this criticism when they did everything right, I feel really bad for them. It's disheartening. Formanek emphasized that the friend who left him to get help did everything right, adding that the following day, the friend hiked all day and even into the evening just to get back out of the canyon so he could travel to Formanek. If my friends had just stayed with me, it might have been 1 or 2 days before I got rescued, he said, adding that in some circumstances, it would make sense to leave an injured hiker to get help. There was nothing my friend could do for me. The best thing he could do was meet up with the others. So apparently that's the real story. So if you saw the man gets abandoned headlines and you were upset about that, and rightfully so, you don't have to be, because it turns out apparently that was just nonsense. Let me know what you guys think about this entire debacle. It's so weird, dude. It's so ridiculous. And also let me know if you guys like this kind of style of video, like commenting on some sort of current event related to hiking like this. Generally, I put a lot of it actually more into my videos than this, but I don't know. I just wanted to do this. I thought it'd be kind of fun. So let me know if you liked it and if you want me to do more videos like this. And thank you very much for watching.